Storm Desmond. Thousands of people flooded out of homes. Thousands of people have been flooded out of their homes or left without power after Storm Desmond wreaked havoc in parts of the UK. In Cumbria and Lancashire, more than 43,000 homes are suffering from power cuts, while an estimated 5,200 homes have been affected by flooding. The weather has claimed to lives in Cumbria and the Republic of Ireland. David Cameron said the flood defences in Cumbria were not enough and some people might not be home for Christmas. Storm Desmond lashed parts of Northern Ireland, North Wales, southern Scotland and especially northwest England over the weekend, and more heavy rain is expected this week. Record-breaking amounts of rain fell in Cumbria, the worst-hit county, prompting the county to declare a major incident. Absolutely horrific. The devastation has resulted in criticism of the government after multi-million-pound defences built following floods in Cumbria in 2005 failed to keep the deluge out from people's homes. Follow live updates for Storm Desmond. Latest on flooding in Cumbria. BBC travelled BBC weather during a visit to Carlisle. The Prime Minister said the flooding was absolutely horrific and he promised to re-examine Cumbria's flood defence plans. In Cumbria, police said the man's body had been recovered from a river, and the body of a 70-year-old man from County Tyrone, in Northern Ireland, was found on a cross-border road in County Monaghan. It is understood his car got stuck in flooding and he was swept away when he got out of this car. In other developments, Electricity Northwest said power had been restored to 1,200 customers in Cumbria, but more than 1,450 remain without. Mostly in Carlisle. Power was lost on Monday afternoon at 42,000 properties across Lancaster, Morecambe Bay, Heysham and Carnforth, the company said on Monday night. The energy firm said 19,000 out of the 42,000 customers are still being supplied by generators that were mobilized on Sunday night, and plans are in place to begin restoring supply from 8 o'clock GMT on Tuesday, December 8. More than 15 severe flood warnings, indicating danger to life, remain in place mostly in northern England. About 40 schools closed in Cumbria, but the majority will reopen on Tuesday. Lancaster University has cancelled teaching for the rest of term after losing power across much of the campus. 5 rescue centres are open across Cumbria for those forced to leave their homes. Cumbria police say high visibility and round-the-clock patrols are taking place of flooded properties. Cumbria Partnership NHS Foundation Trust has said it will only be running essential services. Cumberland Infirmary in Carlisle is being powered by a backup generator. In Scotland, more than 20 flood warnings and alerts are in place with some main roads closed owing to flooding. There are no trains running between England and Scotland via Preston, and roads have closed in the worst affected areas in Northern Ireland. Major cleanup operations are underway in parts of counties Tyrone and Fermanagh. The Association of British Insurers said the industry was mobilising a small army of claims managers and others to help those affected by the flooding. Mr. Cameron, who chaired the meeting of the government's Cobra Emergency Response Committee on Monday morning, said the government would fully reimburse councils for the costs of dealing with flooding. The immediate response had to be to find alternative accommodation for those who had been flooded out of their homes, and help with their insurance claims, he said. After every flood, the thing to do is sit down, look at the money you're spending, look at what you're building, look at what you're planning to build in the future and ask, is it enough? He said. The emergency crews praised Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn, accused the government of failing to do enough to tackle flooding. Last year, the Prime Minister promised that money is no object in dealing with flooding, itself a consequence of the destruction of our environment. But this has proved to be yet another false promise. In the last Parliament, the government slashed spending on flood defences before the 2014 winter floods. Jump media player helped making a statement in the House of Commons. Environment Secretary Liz Truss praised the work of the emergency crews, with some travelling from South Wales, Somerset and Lancashire to help. She expressed her deepest sympathy to all those affected, and said there had been a number of weather-related deaths over the weekend.